Welcome to Bay Focus. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love coming into your home each week and sharing with you what God is doing in Central Florida to get the gospel out in creative ways. And I love today's program because we're going to be highlighting a couple ministries that are doing that at the holidays in particular and also year-round. One of those in a few minutes is going to be the Spot Family Center. And this is a ministry to youth in families in the Crystal River area. And they do a big outreach at Christmas, but year-round work in just making a difference in young people's lives. So you want to stay tuned and find out about that. But we're going to start the program today with a ministry that many of you are familiar with but may not know everything they do. And it's called the Salvation Army. And at the holidays, boy, we are all familiar with them and what they do to help the needy. But there's a lot more to the ministry of the Salvation Army than you may be aware of. And we have a gentleman with us today to share with us about that. And he's Major Paul Fuller, the St. Petersburg area commander for the Salvation Army. Thank you for coming on the program today.
Well, thank you very much for having us and let us talk about our ministry.
Yeah, boy, what incredible that you do. You know, you can't go to a store at the holidays and you'll see the bell ringers and collecting for the holidays. But before we really talk about the holiday outreach, because what you do is so amazing, then you do things year-round, going full speed, ministering to the needs of the people in the community. And give us the overview. And I know you're coming at it from the St. Petersburg area, but a lot of what you do here also is duplicated nationwide. But you're really involved in helping people. What do you do?
Well, in St. Petersburg, just so you'll know, we've been operating and providing ministries to the St. Petersburg area since 1912.
Wow.
We've been,
I did not know that. Wow.
Since 1912, when we started in south of downtown with a little house that they called the Glory Shop in the early 1900s. And from there, we've been responding to particular needs in communities, whether it was providing gospel stories in Sunday schools to poor neighborhoods that didn't have churches in them, to providing rental and clothing assistance for people, to now with our operations from everything from providing foster care for children, emergency care for children, to adult rehabilitation for adults in recovery, to homeless services, to providing services for crisis interventions for families right in our own neighborhoods in St. Petersburg. The interesting thing that I think about the Salvation Army is because we have the support of the American public and also certainly this area, we're able to respond to needs. We're able to respond to crisis rather than to responding to a demographic, a poverty level. We really do respond to people's needs and their hurts and their concerns rather than just looking, what can we do at meeting a particular identified societal need.
Yeah.
We look at crisis and try to identify where we can make an impact on people's lives and their future.
Yeah, that's a very important point, because you're literally, if people are in a situation that just surfaces immediately, they're suddenly in trouble.
Yes.
There's a sudden need and an emergency. They know, the Salvation Army's known that is a place they can go. And how many times have we heard even at disaster, when disasters strike, and that's a big part of what you do.
Well, we do respond to disasters and crisis, and that's where we can look to people's support to be able to respond in a way that other government agencies, maybe other operations do not have some of the flexibility and the support to be able to do that. Yeah. And that's a true blessing that we have, because we have good support from our locations and across the United States, and once again, certainly in this area, but that allows us to respond where we are needed.
Yeah. Yeah, well, now the one thing too, when you're referring to this area, and it's really important, and if we get a little bit more time towards the end of this interview, we'll talk about this. But you guys are a ministry. You're a church too. Your Salvation Armies, they have actual church services. You do this. The ministry side is a big part of what you do, but you also coordinate with all the Salvation Army locations in the area, right? You are all communicating.
Oh yes, because we all wear the same color uniform, and so we do communicate, and I have counterparts in Clearwater, in West Pasco, and Tarpon Springs, and Bradenton and Sarasota and Hillsborough County, and we all coordinate so that we make sure that we're representing our own faith and our own commitment appropriately, but also appropriately responding to the needs of our communities.
Yeah, so that's huge to have that kind of interaction. Okay, let's talk now, because one of the reasons I brought you on today is we're trying to, on Bay Focus, show our viewers what some people are doing at the holidays that they can partner with. Tell us what you're all doing at the holidays, and then we're going to show a great video of one of your outreaches, but you tell us about it first. There's so many different arms of what you do at the holidays.
Well, at the holidays, thank you for sharing about our core community centers. Our core community centers are worship operations with a local pastor responding to particular needs in their neighborhoods, and we have several of those throughout Hillsborough and Pinellas County. So those are clearly identified as Salvation Army core community centers, and those are involved in reaching the people who may not have the Christmas that you and I might have. And so our function is that no child, no senior citizen does not go without a touch of Christmas in their lives during a Christmas season. And so we are very intentional of that, about identifying senior citizens that need home-delivered meals during Thanksgiving and Christmas season, to the homeless population that we will care for throughout the holiday season, to families that will come and talk to us, and we will identify their children with our Angel Tree program to identify them and then communicate their needs and some of their information to donors, not just in this area, but also nationwide, because it's one of the largest direct service operations in the United States, reaching millions of children each year.
Okay, let's since we've led right into, let's take a look, because we have a great video piece on the Angel Tree program. It's like your flagship thing that you do, and it's so powerful. Let's take a look.
Yes.
Christmas is a magical time for kids.
Hey, I heard something. I think it was Santa Claus.
Every kid should experience the excitement behind opening up a present on Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, despite what circumstances they're in.
They are wonderful children and families that are less fortunate than others, and their life is pretty tough.
Once they pay their rent or pay for their utilities or food, they don't have anything left.
I lost my job. My husband lost his job. We were all just stressing how we were going to do for the kids.
If mom has to choose between paying a light bill and getting her kids Christmas gifts, it's a really heartbreaking choice. Without the Angel Tree program, those kids wouldn't be able to celebrate Christmas.
In 1979 in Lynchburg, Virginia, Captains Charlie and Shirley White developed this idea.
We found the Hallmark Christmas card that had the 3 little angels on it, and we determined that we could take the angel on the backside and place the name of the child, the age, the gender, size of clothing, shoes, and a Christmas wish. Then put the angels individually, hang them on a tree. So obviously the name of the tree had to be the Angel Tree.
It's about connecting within the community with other people that are in need.
They actually make it so simple. It's such a no-brainer to be able to help these children.
We collect all of the needs and wishes of every child, and all of that's put in on a computer system.
And then that information is printed onto an angel tag and is distributed, at which point someone comes by and chooses that angel and goes shopping and hopefully just has the best time of their life doing that.
Because your angel will speak to you.
The first Christmas I ever remember, I got a soccer ball. That resonated with me a lot, and I wanted to get him a soccer ball so he could go play.
I made sure to get her some little light-up tennis shoes and just all sorts of pink things.
That's a person that you're actually coming in contact with, you're connecting with.
They bring their gifts back in the bags and labels we have provided. We bring them to a warehouse.
When the truck's back in and you get the volunteers on there grabbing and pulling things out and adding to our mountain.
And it literally takes an army to put all of it together.
You do feel like you're working in Santa's toy shop back here.
It's sorted, it's prepared, and then we just wait for the families to come.
To see the joy and happiness on their face makes it all very much worthwhile.
We have an opportunity to share the Christmas story, the true Christmas story, that day with the people who come in to pick up their gifts.
They learn that we have services on Sunday morning. They learn about youth programs and other opportunities that are available for them and their family.
It's saying to them that you're not alone.
It's an act of showing someone that you love them.
Unbelievable is just an understatement. That something so simple that could grow from 462 to 1 million or more.
We're going to keep doing this, and we're going to help Santa Claus as he provides Christmas for children.
We call them angels, but it's really the donors.
They made it happen for my kids and for many other little kids too. I'm very grateful for them.
It will always be part of my heart.
If you have an opportunity to change somebody's life or at least bring joy to somebody else's life, why wouldn't you?
Well, I know that touched your heart like it did mine. Major Fuller, there is a way our viewers can get these forms. Right, hold them at the angel trees.
That's true. At Tyrone Square Mall, in the center court at Tyrone Square Mall, there will be an angel tree set up, and a volunteer there will talk to people, and you will be able to see the actual name of the child and the needs and the wants of that child. And our commitment is that we make those connections between that donor and that child.
Okay, so if our viewers, the way they can help the Salvation Army is Angel Tree, and then why is it important to give to the bell ringers? Because that funds go where?
But that also funds everything from the homeless services to our feeding programs throughout the full year of providing for people's needs.
Yeah, that's huge. So, you know, it's really important, and I love that you have them just stationed everywhere. The bell ringers, I mean, they're always at the grocery store, various things, so you can reach them easily. Well, Major Fuller, I want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing. And we just touched, you know, the tip of the iceberg of what the Salvation Army does year round. But thank you for coming on, and I want to encourage those of you watching too that this is really an important time of the year to assist the Salvation Army. Year-round. I mean, you've heard us talk a little bit about what they do year-round, but the holidays is such a reach for them, and there's so many needs. So I want to encourage you to do that. And on the screen, you're going to see again how you can contact the Salvation Army in St. Petersburg in particular. And I want to encourage you to go to Tyrone Square Mall and grab one of those Angel Tree forms to fill out. And then also there are Salvation Armies throughout the Tampa Bay area, too, that you can connect with, just like Major Fuller said, in Clearwater, Tampa, around the area. So stay tuned on the screen. You're going to see how you can contact Salvation Army, and then we'll be back with another segment of Bay Focus.
To contact the Salvation Army office in St. Petersburg, Florida, please call 727-550-8080. You can find out more about the variety of services they provide at www.salvationarmystpetersburg.org.
I'm sure you've heard the saying, "You are what you eat," and many can vouch that this is a very true statement. Proverbs 27:19 talks about a similar comparison, which goes, "As water reflects a face, so a man's heart reflects the man." And just like what you put inside your physical body reflects the body, what you put inside your spiritual body reflects the heart. Putting the Word of God daily inside of you and having that personal relationship with Him is key. The Bible talks about that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. What are you speaking today?
Well, we're back with another ministry here on Bay Focus that really does a lot to reach people in the community, and particularly here at the holidays. We're trying to give you opportunities to get out there and make a difference this holiday season for families, for young people, and this ministry really does that. The Spot Family Center in Crystal River, Florida. And we have the founder of this ministry with us today, Evelyn Vissicchio, and you are the program director as well, so that means you are directing all the programs. Thank you for coming back.
Well, thank you.
On Bay Focus. And I love how you keep me in the loop. It's one of the ministries, and I say that because if anybody's watching, the more I hear of what's going on, the better chance you have of focusing, on it for our show. And explain to our viewers, there may be some people who do not know what you do. What does the Spot Family Center, and why is it called the Spot?
The Spot Family Center is a nonprofit Christian organization. We work with children and families in Citrus County that need help, and emergency help, from clothing to groceries to toys for Christmas. And we do a holiday meal. We do counseling, we do tutoring, we help them with a variety of different things. Basically just life skills, basic life needs and skills.
Yeah, we were just talking before we started the show today that you all have been there, was it 12 years? Is it 12 years doing this? And I remember having you on in the early years of this. And this was just a vision that God birthed in your heart. How did this come about?
Well, my husband and I are the founders, so I'm just a co-founder. We were visiting Florida, and he just really felt led to start this ministry. We were working with the youth at our church in Pennsylvania, and God really just laid it on his heart to, have a place where children can go and have every day like camp. Just have a place where they can just grow and be themselves and know all that God has called them to be, and have the resources. And sometimes, families are in different kind of circumstances, and they can't offer their children basic necessities because they're struggling. So we wanted to just show the love of God, which is free, and offer free resources to these children and families so that they can be all that they can be.
Yeah, boy, there's nothing better than reaching out to families and young people, and we will talk about a little bit more of this because I like how you say it. If you go to your ministry website, we listen, we teach, we participate, we change. I love that, and there's a variety of ways you do that. But right now, one of the reasons I brought you on is this kind of a big push this time of year to do something called Christmas Jam. Tell us about it.
Well, the Spot offers a 2-day event, which is called the Spot Christmas Jam. And the reason why we call that is just a jam, just kind of family getting together, and we cook a dinner. We offer bounce houses, kind of like a festival setting. The first day, we give out groceries and household items and pray with people, and there's live music, and the kids play, and there's a message. We actually do a teaching, a biblical teaching, and on the Christmas Eve, we do a holiday meal as well as offer toys to the children in the community. And this is emergency care. This is not, there's a lot of organizations that are supply families that maybe 2 months in advance, they know they're in a struggle, they can sign up for a program, and those programs are great. But what happens to the family that 2 weeks before Christmas, they have an accident, or something drains their savings, or they have an emergency or a fire, or, you know, it's that emergency Christmas, you know, knowing that God is the hope and the provider, and that's why we do it.
You know, I really hadn't thought of it that way. There are a number of organizations and other ministries that you do an advanced sign-up for various things at the holidays, but what happens if you didn't make that sheet, you know?
Yeah,
or you didn't
have the time, or you weren't prepared because you thought you were going to be able.
You were okay.
Yeah, you thought you were okay.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Okay, so what would be some of the ways that our viewers in particular, but people could help you this time with Christmas Jam? And I know there's sometimes you need things donated, right?
Yes. A variety of ways, and we call it the 1, 2, and 3 way that, you know, you can partner with us and volunteer. One way is you can volunteer. Come and provide time, wrap toys, help us cook meals, help us set up at the outreach itself, tear down and clean up. A second way that they can donate is by donating food. We need turkeys. We need lots of turkeys. We actually cook the turkeys on site. We smoke them and make a holiday meal. So donating food. And then the third way that they can help is donating toys. And toys for children from ages 2 to 16, because we help teenagers as well. And they can be unwrapped new toys, and we have on our website several locations in Citrus County and Marion County that you can drop off toys. Also call us and visit our website and make an appointment. You can drop them off at our office as well. And those are the 1, 2, and 3 ways that they can help.
Now, when I'm hearing the Spot Family Center, you actually have one location where a lot of these activities and everything happen?
Yes.
And does the Christmas Jam happen there as well?
Yes.
Everything. Tell our viewers again where that is.
Okay, we're located in Crystal River, and it's 405 Southeast 7th Avenue. And it's actually a building that the city of Crystal River donated to us about 5 years ago. So that is a city building that we use to house all of our programs, as well as store our supplies.
Yeah.
And because this event has grown from 12 years ago of 60 families that we served to now we're serving over 680 families.
Wow.
We do it outside.
Yeah.
We have tents, and we do it outside because there's an adjacent park right near our building that has swings and a football field and a baseball field and a tennis court. So we use that space to put up tents and serve the community outside. But it's right there in Crystal River.
So it's just literally all in one location. That's fantastic. I mean, that's a great, and people can check that out year round. Okay. When I mentioned a few minutes ago, and we just have a few minutes left, but I do want to kind of touch on this so that people understand the breadth of what you do. And when I said that you go by the terms, we listen, we teach, we participate, we change, that involves a lot of stuff. That involves abstinence programs, STD prevention, violence and crime prevention, substance abuse, suicide intervention. You do all these things. And give us just a little snapshot of some of those on what you do.
Well, this is how it comes about. We have our outreach every month, and at that registration, we have an application that people can fill out with several boxes that they can check. We need help with groceries. We need help with parenting classes. We need help with, so it's an evaluation of what kind of help, what kind of services can we provide. Some of them we provide in-house. Some of them are resources we connect with, network with other agencies so that they can go. But it's all a biblical base teaching and coaching of just how to get someone from one spot in their life to another. So that's how the Spot Family Center came about. You know, just having a transformation of, you know, where are you today and where would you like to see yourself tomorrow? And
what would you say, if you could describe an example of who walks through your doors? I mean, who you know, lives that you've touched. I mean, is families struggling? I think sometimes if we can, it helps our viewers if you can give us a personal take on it, because these are real people. These aren't just statistics that you're dealing with. These aren't just, you know, give us an idea, a picture in our minds of who you're dealing with.
It's a range, actually, and the range has spread within the past 3 years. It could be a professional who got ill and lost their job and suddenly found themselves in a situation where they need help and need groceries. And it could be an elderly family that, again, you know, they're not making it at home and can't provide. They're single moms that just have part-time jobs but can't find that full-time job to support all the financial struggles that they have, so they need help with groceries or toys. It's married couples that are just not making that cut, that are working both full-time and part-time and still not able to financially meet basic needs. It's a range. It's a range.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, that puts a face on it, you know, and a lot of, maybe even some of our viewers have experienced some of those very things. So if someone is watching or knows of a family or whatever that maybe need assistance, what's the best way to contact you?
There's a couple of ways. They can go on our website, and all the information for our programs are there, as well as Facebook. We're on Facebook, or they can call our office directly.
Yeah, okay. That's good to know. All right, one in our final moments here left. Tell us again the who, what, where, why, and when about the Christmas Jam. What is needed there?
The Spot Family Center, a 2-day event, December 23rd and 24th at 5:30 p.m., serving families in Citrus County that are in need. But we don't limit just Citrus County. If there's someone that needs to come and they're in desperate need, they can call, and we would love to help their family make Christmas.
You know what I like about that too is the actual dates. You are like right there at Christmas, which a lot of different groups do it earlier or whatever, but you're there when people are, that's when they're hurting the most. They're at the holidays there, you know, Christmas Eve you're there.
Well, if they're there on Christmas Eve, it's because they need it.
They need it.
Desperate
Yeah, that's
situation.
powerful.
It's an emergency. And it's, you know, it's reaching out and knowing that God is there that final hour.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much,
Thank
Evelyn,
you.
for coming on and sharing again with us. And I hope, particularly if you're out there in the Crystal River area, part of our viewing audience, that you will to help and partner with the Spot Family Center. What an incredible work they do, and how God has taken the vision of Evelyn and her husband and just really grown this ministry over the years. So stay tuned. On the screen, you're going to see how you can contact the Spot Family Center, and then we will be right back with more of Bay Focus.
The Spot Family Center is located at 405 Southeast 7th Avenue in Crystal River, Florida. For more information about this ministry, please call their office at 352-794-3870 or log on to their website at thespotfamilycenter.org.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's program. Again, a couple of ministries that you can partner with here at the holidays. Well known to most of us, the Salvation Army, and we focused on the St. Petersburg area this particular show, but anywhere that you see the Salvation Army this time of year, you know the work that they do, that you could get involved and help them. And then also the Spot Family Center in Crystal River. We want you to support them coming up here at the holidays as well. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. May God richly bless you.